Good Monday morning. I was walking yesterday, just kind of praying in my neighborhood and praying for my neighborhood and my city and the church we attend here. We moved to Georgia a couple years ago. Wasn't originally supposed to be full-time, but it quickly became pretty close to full-time, and so it basically made me a Georgia resident last year. We go back to Tennessee a couple months out of the year for me to do some ministry things, but when people ask me, when they say, "Where are you from?" I say, "I'm from South Carolina." When they ask me, "Where do I live?" I say, "I live in Tennessee," because I've lived in Tennessee for 30 years and I have lifelong relationships and ministry partners there. And so as I was walking yesterday, I got really convicted as I was praying. And so the Holy Spirit, just in the way that he does, just kind of whispered to my heart as I was praying over my neighborhood. And the thought that came to my heart was, it's really hard to pray wholeheartedly for a place if you won't even say you're from there. That was kind of how it landed on my ear. And basically I knew what he was saying is that until I fully embrace the new land God has placed me in, I won't really see the fruit of what he's done. And I thought about how Adam and Eve, Adam specifically, was not made in the garden. Adam was placed in the garden. It was very purposeful. God knew exactly where he wanted Adam to be, so he placed him there. Just like God may have placed you where you are. It could be a city, it could be a neighborhood, it could be a job, it could be a relationship. He's wanting you, somebody he's wanting you to minister to, encourage, counsel, and it could be that it's not really what you want to do, not really where you want to be, not who you want to be with, not the job you ever thought you'd have. And so I thought about the children of Israel and how they missed the promised land, even though God told them it was their land, that it was where he wanted to place them. But theirs was out of fear, and so they missed the favor and the purposes that God had. So could it be that because we will not fully embrace where God has placed us in this season, that the true favor of the Lord, the way he wants to lavish us, isn't able to fully do all that it wants to do, afford us all that it wants to afford us. So I don't know what your placing may be that you may feel resistant to. Maybe it's a church, maybe. I remember when Philly and I first went to our church in Brentwood, we went to Brentwood Baptist, and our kids chose it. We didn't want to go there. And there were many times we asked God if we could leave, and he said no. And finally, we went in with our whole hearts, and it changed everything. So you don't want to, I say all that to say you don't want to miss what God has for you in the land he's placed you in. So whatever it is that's causing you to try to resist your placing, let it go. So I'm just saying, if anybody asks me again where I'm from, I'm going to say, not where I'm from South Carolina. If they ask me where I live, I'm going to say I live in Georgia. I am not a bulldog. I'm still a gamecock. But by golly, I live in Georgia. And I don't want to miss anything God has for me in the land he has placed me. And I don't want you to either. So own it, embrace it, Don't resist it. God has put you there. And he's put you there for a reason, and there's favor in the land you're in if he's put you there, and you don't want to